Read the last section. Ready? Read the last section.
Section 7, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Oh, what bill?
President?
This is calendar 1803.
Thank you. I was just going to ask, as we go through these, if you could please announce the calendar number would be
Absolutely, Senator. So announce the result.
In relation to calendar 1803, those recorded in the negative are Senators Adabo, Breslin, Comrie, DeLon, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Kaminsky, Kruger, Latimer, Montgomery, Panapinto, Parker, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, Sanders, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, and Stewart Cousins. Absent from voting, Senator Espaillat. Ayes 38, nays 23.
The bill is passed. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 1770 by Senator Golden, Senate Print 5701A, enact amend the tax law.
Read the last section.
Section 8, this act should take effect on the first day of the sales tax quarterly.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Ready? Announce the result.
Relation to calendar 1770, those recorded in the negative are Senators Amador, Breslin, Comrie, DeFrancisco, Delan, Funky, Gianaris, Griffo, Hannon, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Kruger, Laval, Little, Marcelino, Montgomery, Ort, Parker, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, Sanders, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, Stewart Cousins. Also, Senator Nozzolio. Absent from voting, Senator Espaillat. Ayes 33, nays 28.
The bill is passed. Okay. Senator DeFrancisco.
Can we now go back to the active
We're
list?
almost done. Senator DeFrancisco.
We now go back to the active list for today and read the controversial reading.
Secretary will read.
Calendar number 52 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 3709B, enactment of general municipal law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Relation to calendar 52, those recorded in the negative.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us. We're almost there. Secretary, announce the result.
Relation to calendar 52, those recorded in the negative are Senators Breslin, Comrie, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Kruger, Montgomery, Parker, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, Sanders, Serrano, Squadron, and Stavisky. Absent from voting, Senator Espaillat. Ayes 44, nays 17.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 1069 by Senator DeFrancisco, Senate Print 6724B, enactment of public service law.
Read the last section.
Section 5, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 1069, those recorded in the negative are Senators Adabo, Avella, Breslin, Carlucci, Comrie, Delan, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Hoylman, Kaminsky, Kennedy, Klein, Kruger, Latimer, Montgomery, Panapinto, Parker, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, Sanders, Savino, Serrano, Squadron, Stavisky, Stewart-Cousins, and Valesky. Absent from voting, Senator Espaillat. Ayes 32, nays 29.
The bill is passed. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 1271 by Senator Serino, Senate Print 7052, enactment of vehicle and traffic law.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act shall take effect on the 60th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Latimer. Order. Senator Latimer, to explain your vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Never let it be said that I don't listen to a good argument during a debate, and I think Senator Martin's made some very good points that I've thought about over the half an hour since our dialogue. I intended not to vote for this bill because it did not include Westchester, but I think I will vote for this bill because it does correct it in some of the counties that does have this problem. But let me say this much. I think the partisanship that has been the history of this legislature, both houses, does us poorly when we have issues that we can find common ground across the aisle. This is one of those issues, and I would, as one individual, hopefully I'm back to join you, maybe not, but I would very much like for us to have the kind of honest dialogue to work together on things and not just have to react to what is being done on the majority side. So with that, I retract my original intent and vote in favor of the bill.
Senator Latimer will be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the result. Could I ask the members, please, to indicate one more time your vote by a raise of hands, please? Show of hands. Thank you. Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 1271, those recorded in the negative, Senators Adabo, Breslin, Comrie, Delan, Gianaris, Hamilton, Hoylman, Kruger, Parker, Peralta, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, Sanders, Serrano, Squadron, Stewart-Cousins, also Senator Stavisky. Absent from voting, Senator Espaillat. Ayes 43, nays 18.
The bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco. That completes the reading of the calendar.
Yes, the plan now is we're going to have a Republican conference in 332, and I'm going to call an immediate, well, not immediate, a Rules Committee meeting, the last rules for tonight at 10:30 in 332. Would you call on Senator Valesky?
Senator Valesky.
Mr. President, there's an immediate meeting of the Independent Democratic Conference in room 432.
Senator DeFrancisco.
We'll remain at ease until the Rules Committee meeting at... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Senator Gianaris.
Mr. President, there will be an immediate meeting of the regular Democratic Conference in the Democratic Conference Room.
Very good. The Senate will stand at
Nothing to do with
ease.
it. She- Wait a minute,
Senate will
wait a
come
minute.
to order. Senator DeFrancisco.
Can I get him? How do I get him?
Senator
Do
DeFrancisco.
you have a report for the Rules Committee at the desk?
We do have a report of the Rules Committee. We'll have the Secretary read.
Thank you.
Secretary will read.
Senator Flanagan from the Committee on Rules reports the following bills. Senate Print 165 by Senator Diaz, enact amend the state finance law. Senate 999 by Senator DeLon, enact amend the highway law. Senate 1739 by Senator Carlucci, enact amend the penal law. Senate 1750 by Senator Carlucci, enact amend the public health law. Senate 2386A by Senator Gianaris, enact amend the corrections law. Senate 2460 by Senator Perkins, enact amend the public authorities law. Senate 2531B by Senator Ritchie, enact amend the soil and water conservation districts law. Senate 3311B by Senator Ritchie, enact amend the vehicle and traffic law. Senate 3401A by Senator Hannan, enact amend the tax law. Senate 3911B by Senator Nozzolio, enact amend the education law. Senate 4666 by Senator Lavelle, enact amend the environmental conservation law. Senate 5663 by Senator Griffo, enact amend the public authorities law. Senate 6626 by Senator Marcelino, enact amend the vehicle and traffic law. Senate 6634C by Senator Murphy, enact amend the agricultural markets law. Senate 6713 by Senator Serino, enact amend the social services law. Senate 7225A by Senator DeFrancisco, enact amend the tax law. Senate 7325B by Senator Griffo, enact to establish. Senate 7412 by Senator Little, enact amend the public authorities law. Senate 7430 by Senator Young, enact amend the executive law. Senate 7567 by Senator Martins, enact amend the village law. Senate 7609 by Senator Ranzenhofer, enact to reinstate. Senate 7631 by Senator Robach, enact amend the vehicle and traffic law. Senate 7647 by Senator Lavelle, enact amend the education law. Senate 7677A by Senator Ort, enact to direct. Senate 7899 by Senator Ort, enact amend the public officers law. Senate 7926 by Senator O'Meara, enact in relation to permitting. Senate 7961A by Senator Griffo, enact amend the public health law. Senate 7965B by Senator O'Meara, enact amend the real property tax law. Senate 7984 by Senator Ranzenhofer, enact amend the executive law. Senate 7995 by Senator Gallivan, enact amend the education law. Senate 8007 by Senator Farley, enact amend the Uniform Commercial Code. Senate 8008 by Senator O'Meara, enact granting. Senate 8009 by Senator Young, enact amend the education law. Senate 8013 by Senator O'Meara, enact amend the penal law. Senate 8014 by Senator Murphy, enact amend the public officers law. Senate 8016A by Senator Flanagan, enact amend Chapter 91 of the laws of 2002. Senate 8017 by Senator Martins, enact amend the education law. Senate 8018 by Senator Felder, enact amend the private housing finance law. Senate 8023 by Senator Lanza, enact amend the public buildings law. Senate 8033 by Senator Serino, enact amend the social services law. Senate 8036A by Senator Nozzolio, enact amend the mental hygiene law. Senate 8041 by Senator Ranzenhofer, enact amend Chapter 549 of the laws of 2013. Senate 8046 by the Senate Committee on Rules, enact amend the real property tax law. Senate 8052 by Senator Marchone, enact amend the highway law. Senate 8069 by Senator Serino, concurrent resolution of the Senate and Assembly. Senate 8072 by Senator Hannan, enact amend the public health law. Senate 8077 by Senator Klein, enact amend the public health law. Senate 8081 by Senator Hannan, enact amend the public health law. Senate 8087 by Senator DeFrancisco, enact amend the public authorities law. Senate 8097 by Senator Savino, enact amend the alcoholic beverage control law. Senate 8135 by Senator Flanagan, enact amend Chapter 91 of the laws of 2002. Senate 8143 by Senator Stuart Cousins, enact amend the real property tax law. All bills reported direct to third reading.
Senator DeFrancisco.
To accept the report of the Rules Committee.
All in favor of accepting the Committee on Rules report signify by saying aye. Opposed? The Rules Committee report is before the House. Senator DeFrancisco.
We now have Senate Supplemental Calendar number 54B. It was misprinted. We put B. We wrote it over. If without objection, we'll use this calendar rather than printing another one. All right, that being the case, could we now do the non-controversial reading of the calendar?
No objection noted, and the Senate will begin the reading of Supplemental Calendar 54B. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 1807 by Senator Diaz, Senate Print 165, enact amend the state finance law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the 30th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill is passed. Where is he? Yeah. Without objection, we will return to messages from the Assembly for substitution purposes. Secretary will read.
Senator Nozzolio moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 2558D and substitute with the identical Senate Bill 3911B, third reading calendar 1816. Senator Laval moved to discharge from the Committee on Environmental Conservation Assembly Bill number 6727 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 4666, third reading calendar 1817. Senator DeFrancisco moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 8674A and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7225A, third reading calendar 1822. Senator Little moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10497 and substitute for the identical Senate Bill 7412, third reading calendar 1824. Senator Young moved to discharge from the Committee on Finance Assembly Bill 10095 and substitute for the identical Senate Bill 7430, calendar 1825. Senator Martins moved to discharge from the Committee on Local Government Assembly Bill number 9918A and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7567, third reading calendar 1826.
Order in the House, please.
Senator Ranzenhofer moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10223 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7609, third reading calendar 1827. Senator Ort moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10409 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7677A, third reading calendar 1830. Senator Ort moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10262 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7899, third reading calendar 1831. Senator Ranzenhofer moved to discharge from the Committee on Finance Assembly Bill number 10433 and substitute the identical Senate Bill 7984, third reading calendar 1835. Senator Hannan moved to discharge from the Committee on Health Assembly Bill number 7714C and substitute the identical Senate Bill 8081, third reading calendar 1852. Senator Nozzolio moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10558A and substitute the identical Senate Bill 8036A, third reading calendar 1858. Senator Stewart Cousins moved to discharge from the Committee on Rules Assembly Bill number 10551A and substitute the identical Senate Bill 8143, third reading calendar 1860.
Substitutions are so ordered. We will continue now with the reading of Supplemental Calendar 54B, calendar number 1808.
Calendar number 1808 by Senator DeLon, Senate Print 999, act amend the highway law.
Last section.
Section 5, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1809 by Senator Carlucci, Senate Print 1739, act amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1810 by Senator Carlucci, Senate Print 1750, enact amend the public health law.
Last section.
Section 6, the statute take effect on the 180th
Call
day.
the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 61, nays 1. Senator Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1811 by Senator Gianaris, Senate Print 2386A, enact amend the corrections law.
The last section.
Section 7, the statute take effect on the 120th day.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1812 by Senator Perkins, Senate Print 2460, enactment of the Public Authorities Law.
Last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect on the 120th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. That's it. Ayes 61, nays 1. Senator Akshar recorded in the negative.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1813 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 2531B, enact amended Soil and Water Conservation Districts Law.
Last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect on the 60th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1814 by Senator Ritchie, Senate Print 3311B, enact amended Vehicle and Traffic Law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 62.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 1815 by Senator Hannan, Senate Print 3401A, enact amended Tax Law.
Last section.
Section 4, the statute take effect on the 120th day.
Call the roll.